spend my days being lazy. That's if you're outside looking in. Don't you come around here to try and save me, 'cause you never know where to begin. Whoever said love was just a game, man, they sure weren't too far off the mark. Stars between a flicker and a flame, but it's still just a shot in the dark. I see your face froze in confusion. Man, that look ain't nothing new to me. You walk around in an illusion, seeing only what you want to see. Yeah, 'cause you knew all the answers, and I believed them to be true. The music died and I kept on dancing, 'cause baby, it was you. Someone said the world is just a stage, and everybody's got to play their part. But man, my script, it was missing a page, but I believed I could play it all by heart. Yeah, 'cause me, I knew all the answers, and I believed them to be true. The music died and I kept on dancing, 'cause baby, it was you. Now I see my reflection in the window. A few more lines, but hey, that's me. I lose my direction when the wind blows, but I still know where I've gotta be. I still know where I gotta be. Yeah, but you knew all the answers, and I believed them to be true. The music died, but like a fool I kept on dancing, 'cause baby, it was you. Baby, it was you. Baby, it was you. What is this love? I know what you're thinking of, 'cause I was born so long ago. What love is this? The staggered swagger of emotional bliss, 'cause I was born so long ago. See, I was easily misled by something that you said. Was it me you were talking to? I was easily amused and appropriately confused. Was it me you were talking through? And still I wonder when the rain will stop falling, and the temperature in my spirits too. And still I save nobody's soul. Never save no one's soul. But I still get that rush. My problem is I think too much. 'Cause I was born so long ago. I was easily misled by something that you said. Was it me you were talking to? And I was easily amused and appropriately confused. Was it me you were talking through? Still I wonder when the rain will stop falling and the temperature in my spirits too. Still I wonder when the time will stop crawling, hey, instead of drifting by like we used to do. Yeah, instead of slipping by like we used to do. Well, drifting by like we used to do. Yeah.
Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodry.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... fuck something.
Comedy hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Dazing. Not really, I'm overworking, but dazing. The holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is Gay Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people like that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show. You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People, I need to loose, sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne.
It's a show. It's not an hour. It's a show. It's okay.
Cripes on a cracker. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show.
I love crepes on a cracker. So good.
Delicious.
I went to school.
Yeah, I learned a lot. That's a catchy tune, man.
It is. Welcome to the show, everybody. The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. We're broadcasting to you live on a, Thursday morning, right. January 7th.
Waste of time.
Broadcasting to you from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hi. Jen Grant is with us again today.
Holla. Did you miss me yesterday?
Yes, the audience miss you, as you can tell with their enthusiasm. Okay, let's tone everything. Everything's really...
How dare you be so loud? Oh, so sweet.
Yes, good morning. We're live from Wakefield on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Dailymotion, and your heart. We're live in your heart.
That's right.
Thanks for being with us. Jen is rested today.
Yep.
You feel better?
Oh, I'm back.
You sound better. Get it?
Yeah.
You didn't sound at all
I didn't even have any sound yesterday. That's right. So anything is better than nothing. Hi, I'm Jen Grant.
Jenny is here and Sigida.
Oh, I thought it was the end. Sometimes I get mixed up.
You mixed up your little times. What?
That was weird.
We're doing today a Gringos Blazing Sauces tasting. Every time, I don't want to call it a taste test because you're not testing it.
Yeah, tasting.
Tasting.
Yeah.
And every time I say tasting.
I wonder if we should do a. You know how when you taste wine, you spit it into a spittoon?
Okay. I should spit it?
Maybe. Gross, don't.
Yeah, gross. And then it'd be spicy on the way out, too? No.
On the way out.
And so we will be joined by Doug Knight, founder, chef by trade. I say this every time. He's the only chef that adds the by trade that I know. I've known Doug for coming up on 20 years. Always, I'm a chef by trade. I've met many other chefs. They never say the by trade part. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? We'll ask him on the phone.
I think I know. I'm going to make a guess before we talk to him. And I don't know if he's listening right now. But I think it's kind of the same as when people are like, I'm a comedian. And you've done shows, like you've done Amateur Night once. So I think cooking is kind of the same way.
Do you think people call themselves chefs?
Yes.
Really? Like if they're not actually a chef? Because comedy, you just have to get on stage and it's like, I'm a comedian. But chef, you can't just like, I'm making me an omelet, I'm a chef.
Well, what if you like work at 7-Eleven and you put a wiener in a bun for someone and then I'm a chef?
Well, you'd be a psychopath if you called yourself a chef after that. I mean, that's a whole other problem. That's the least of your problems is calling you chef. Yourself chef, I mean. But, yeah, we'll ask Doug, chef by trade, from us comedians by trade. Anyway, I
feel like it's something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. So what you're saying is it's his insecurities that are coming out every time he mentions. I'm just joking.
I think
teasing.
If you choose to do that, maybe by trade, I don't know. Let's ask him.
We shall.
We can speculate until the full extent. Imagine we did that the whole entire show.
Yeah.
How quickly would we lose viewers and listeners?
Pretty quick, I would guess. Pre-show, Mike Plume month continues. That was a pre-show doubleheader by Mike Plume again, of course. That was right there rolling in. That was Born So Long Ago from the Table for One album. And first, before that was, what was that? Kept On Dancing from his first album, Songs from. See, every time, I don't know why. Every time I plug Mike's stuff, I stutter on every word. Yeah, Songs from a Northern Town, which he played yesterday on YouTube, cover to cover, which is up there. So go check that out. I love that song. I'm just kind of discovering that album, his first album. I didn't realize it was on Bandcamp until recently.
He's just fantastic. And One more note about the chef thing. I think since...
Can I just finish on Mike Plume thing?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
He says, I love that in one of the lyrics he says, I see my reflection, a few more lines, but that's me. A few more lines, like on his face.
Yep.
He wrote that at 23. Well beyond his years, Mike Plume.
Well, didn't you say that you thought you had lines on your face young?
I was wrinkly at age 6.
Is it a Dionne thing?
I'm wrinkled by trade.
I mean, you don't look wrinkled, but you've said that before, that you... By trade.
Jeez,
sorry.
I know.
Wrinkled by trade. I'm sorry. You know what cued me to realize it was a joke was that laughter. So now all of a sudden I like the sound machine. Sorry.
What were you going to say about the chef by trade thing?
I think since there's been more food shows like Doug, maybe I feel like the food shows and the Food Network has gotten more popular in the last, really popular in the last about 10 years.
Yeah.
With what's that show called Master Chef and all these shows. Maybe people just because when they get amateur chefs or home cooks, they call them.
Yes.
Get all this accolade, they win all these prizes and even professional chefs by trade are you're amazing, you could work in my restaurant tomorrow. Maybe that's why, because people just walk around I'm a chef.
I would agree with you, only that he's been saying this since at least 2002.
Okay. I want to know,
which was pre-Food Network, pre the celebrity chef thing or the food competition thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder because trade too is kind of misleading because
maybe
think
he's
of
a plumber as well. Maybe
oh my God, I was just gonna say that we have the same brain.
Maybe he fixes. He'll make you a mean chicken marsala and then unclog your pipes after, if you know what I mean.
I think I do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But what if you...
Maybe he'll make you eggs Benny at 4 a.m. then clean out your pipes.
Okay.
All right.
Now, what? Okay, if somebody said to you, I'm a plumber, and then you said to them, yeah, but by trade?
I would say amateur plumber?
Yeah, exactly. Are you a hobbyist at home?
Did you do one open plumb and then now you're... calling yourself a plumber?
Oh my God, Doug just wrote OMG.
Thank you.
He said, good morning. Doug, we've been obsessed for the last 10 minutes about you saying you're a chef by trade.
Yeah.
And we want to know what that means.
Well, we'll get him on the phone instead of trying to wait for the comments and stuff.
Okay.
No, I'm not anyway, I had a dream last night.
Are you a bitch by trade or?
No, but I'm the boss of the podcast by trade. I'm just joking.
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
You're nothing without you. You're nothing without me. I almost said I'm nothing without you. It was a Freudian slip. So where does that come from?
Funny, we did an episode yesterday and you weren't here. I'm just teasing. It was like pulling teeth, honestly. It was like pulling veneers. Call back. I had a dream. I'm not going to describe it because I always say how
I had one too. Yeah.
Awful it is to describe dreams to somebody.
Just give us
as
the Coles
content.
notes.
No, it's not even that. It's just one of those where it's so vivid I couldn't shake it. I'm just now shaking it, and it's not. It wasn't any crazy dream or anything. It was just I was just in the past, which is weird. It's back home in Skiduk, and it was like.
Did anything happen?
No, I mean it's all lame if I try to describe it. It's real as convinced you are that it's not lame, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this dream description a shot. This one won't be boring, and it's always people are like, ugh, still going on this thing.
Well, I'm not gonna go into detail about mine, but I will tell you that it was one of those show dreams where it's just not. I'm nervous and I feel unprepared. And Oprah was there. It was like a big deal show. And I'm like, holy shit, Oprah's there. Oprah's a part of the production. She's expecting a lot. A lot is on the line. I wonder why I had that dream. It's weird. It's very weird. It happens with serving too.
Maybe Oprah was visiting you in your dreams. She's one of the few living people that can do that. You usually have to be dead.
She's hired someone to make her travel through your dreams. No, that wasn't worth it.
Oh, but Full of Beans is?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's a 2-day callback fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doug said it's my career, it's not my hobby. LOL. But we'll
Right.
talk more about that. He
Yeah.
said I'm changing my title to Sauce Slave. LOL.
Sauce slave by trade.
We need saucy sauce slave or spicy sauce. Oh, that's hard to say. Anyway. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, is this still a show?
Pretty much. Oh my God.
Someone is rested.
I know. He just woke up now from. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My screen time is off the charts.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. My goal, I have a New Year's resolution for an hour, keeping it at an hour and a half. Yesterday was especially, it was a special circumstance because of everything that was happening down south.
Why did something happen? Just kidding.
And
it's too delayed. It's throwing me off.
So 6 hours and 32 minutes yesterday.
Whoa. What happened?
Well, I was watching it on YouTube for many hours until I realized I could put YouTube on the TV.
Aha.
And then I was watching YouTube on the TV, and then I was on Twitter, like simultaneously. I was obsessed. I was watching, so of course, as you know, everything that's happening in the States. Trump supporters swarmed the U.S. Capitol during the congressional ceremonial counting of the Electoral College votes. And so I just wanted to watch the count. I was just like,
yeah,
that part, because I wanted to see them do the whole thing, and I wanted to see Mike Pence after have to say that the next president of the United States is Joseph R. Biden Jr. and Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just to watch him say it, but knowing that the few days leading up to it, Trump was saying like, well, it's up to Mike Pence. It's hopefully he'll do the right thing and overturn the results, which he really can't. It's a constitutional thing. It's like worded in a way. It's a ceremonial thing where he can object as a debate. But he can't actually just go, no, he can't override the will of the American people. So, but Trump had led his followers to believe that, it was up to Mike Pence now and he could definitely do this, and hopefully he was not going to let them down. And then anyway. So then I was watching the count, and they go through states alphabetically, and then they go any objections, and then so they start with Alabama. Alabama was 9 votes for Donald Trump. Any objections? It's silent. Of course, you have members of the House and the Senate. Okay, now Alaska, X amount of votes, 4 votes for Trump. Any objections? Nothing. Now we go to Arizona, 11 votes for Joe Biden. Any objection? Of course, they object. And then what they have to do, if you weren't watching, and I'm not going to talk about this too long because everybody covered it better than we can or will.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to give my how I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So they object, and what happens when they object? They just have to go to the other side of the Capitol and then debate on this. All the senators take their time talk. So it's like on the third state they're now debating. So I'm like, this is going to be a long time. So then they cut to the news. I was watching it on PBS News on YouTube. And they're like talking, then they're referencing Trump's talk that he just did before this. I'm like, I didn't even realize he was talking. And it was the Save America March in front of the White House. So I went back and watched that speech, which was insane. And then he was encouraging people to go march after this speech, go right over to the Capitol and march there. And as everybody knows now, they made them their way into the building. So I was watching everything live. It was crazy. And then, of course, it escalated to what we now know. And long story short, eventually around 9 p.m. or so, Congress resumed the counting of the electoral votes. And then this morning confirmed for the 6th time, Joe Biden won.
Ugh.
Anyway, so But it was great. So I saw the video this morning of then Mike Pence counting the votes, and he had to mention his name too, because he goes, 270 electoral votes is the majority, and Joseph R. Biden Jr. got 307 or 306, and Donald J. Trump 232. Then he goes for Vice President. Kamala Harris got 306 votes, and Michael Pence 232. Anyway, so I don't know, for the 6th or 7th time, Joe Biden was declared a winner. The thing with this thing too, it's usually just a ceremonial thing that goes unnoticed. Nobody notices this part of the count, but this year it was like a televised. It was like the WWE. It was like televised, these big stages. It was crazy. And also, and I'll stop here after this, but Republicans also unseated the 2 Republican senators in Georgia, which makes it a 50-50 Senate, but with Kamala Harris presiding as president of the Senate, it tips the scale to 51-50. So Democrats have the majority in the Senate and the House and the White House. So big stuff happening in the States.
Very.
Moving on.
Oh, it was crazy visuals to see, I have to say.
Yeah, it was.
Like, even just some of the pictures and videos that are circulating, it's just like...
It's crazy how far they got.
It's hard, and it's hard for the brain to actually, like, comprehend. Yeah, I agree. Like, what's going on with the security? You said something about because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, well,
why
it's
there's
been
less
pretty
security?
much. Yeah, it's been. I mean, the electoral count that they had was the most activity they've had at that building since the beginning of the pandemic. So they were really ill-equipped, security-wise, and there was literally like one Capitol Police there, and at the door. I mean. But then there's video emerging now of like cops just letting people through, not in the building, but the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but I'm surprised how far they got. And
no kidding.
They didn't really like. They just went in. They didn't riot. Like they didn't. They could have done a lot of damage in that building, but they were just kind of walking around with their phones and taking pictures and stuff. But I'm surprised how far they got in. They got into the chambers. They got into the Senate chamber in the Congress, House of Congress.
They were probably like, okay, now what do we do?
I know. And they were sitting on the throne where Mike Pence was just sitting moments before. And they were going through the desks of senators.
You mean the toilet, right?
Yes.
Can I get a...
They were literally sitting on the chair where Mike Pence was, I would say the real word, but we've got a child co-host. And going through desks and stuff. They were in Nancy Pelosi's office. Like, they just went crazy. They were just all over the building, just going in these highly classified areas where you need clearance. Some of these places are actually, they do welcome the public, like Nancy Pelosi's office. You can go, but you need, like, special ID and stuff to get in. But they were just kind of walking around. Everyone's taking pictures. And it was crazy to watch.
So crazy.
So there's that.
So there's that.
I'm again tired because again watched maybe one too many Downton episodes.
We went to bed pretty early though.
Well, what was it? 10 probably. It's not. That's late.
I feel good, but
I was when we were watching Downton Abbey, I realized that the one thing that happens only in film and TV when it's a scene where two people are walking. You only see this, and I noticed this yesterday. I'm like, this is a ridiculous portrayal, but it like works on camera. But you would never do this while walking, where two people walk, and then one person just says something kind of normal to the other person, but it just causes them a point of reflection. So they just kind of like stop and look at the other person, kind of walk ahead of them, and then they just kind of shake their head and they follow. And then now they're just walking behind them like by 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That would never happen in real life.
That would be a bad fight if that happened.
But it's not even fights. It's like...
that would only happen, though, if you got in an argument. It's like, don't even look at me and walk ahead of me.
Yeah, but in TV, it happens with just regular moments.
Yeah.
It's like... it'd be like, they're walking side by side. I really missed this place. And then she'd be like, yeah, well, we missed you too. You're part of this family. Then he stops and watches her walk for like 10 feet. And then just was like, and then now he's just following her like 10 feet behind. Like, anyway. When I saw that yesterday, I'm like, I'm gonna thank you. It's about time.
Oh my God.
I'm going to mention that on the podcast. It'll be the funniest thing we've mentioned.
Well, what's interesting is here's another humble brag. It's not my university degree, but I used to work in TV as a reporter, kind of humble braggy, and you had to like stuff you wouldn't realize, you just take for granted that you see when you're watching a news story or like a profile on someone, even like a Dateline NBC, where they have to, because TV is a visual medium, you have to create these like visual representations.
Yeah, no, I get
thoughts. No, I'm just saying it's just kind of weird because as much as they portray real life, it's not really, right? Like no one would actually do that.
I understand, because it works as that you see like, oh, that's a moment of, because usually in real life you'd just be walking side by side and think that, but to portray the thought, like
exactly,
you hang behind, watch the other person leave, and then you're like trying to catch up.
Yeah,
I like that thought you said. Quebec announced yesterday that starting on Saturday, there's going to be a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., which is coincidentally the time that I sleep.
I know.
So that should
nerds.
be fine.
We're such nerds over here. Yeah, exactly. And, scratch one of my stories off Daily Dose. Okay. No, it's okay. Joking.
What's joking?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Oh, that was just kind of a mild joke.
Oh.
I know, it was really bad.
Oh my God.
So, okay. No. Note to self. Next time you say something that's...
Holy tit for tat.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a funny story. Let's lighten things up with a funny story. Porch pirates, you know what those are.
Mm-hmm.
Our neighbor the other day is so funny. This is not the story. I just had this thought. I hear a knock at the door. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I accidentally grabbed this. It was your mail. I grabbed it. And it was the Costco Connections magazine. I'm like, the lamest porch pirate ever. But this porch pirate here in Canada, his plan was foiled by...
Oh my God, number 2 thing off the Daily Dose.
Really?
Okay, go ahead. Doesn't matter.
Well, we've got a tasting to do and everything, so it's all good.
Of course.
This porch pirate was busted. This guy was at home too, and he heard something at the door, and he ran and opened it, and there's just this guy trying to steal a package. He's parked in his driveway, and and I'll just show the video rather than try to explain the whole thing. And the guy backs up and gets caught in a snowbank. I'm just now describing it for our audio listeners, so let me play the clap. Oh, that was an unfortunate pronunciation.
Yeah.
Okay, so he opens the door, sees the guy there.
Yeah, it's done. You're done.
Did he say so sorry?
Yeah.
Oh my God, such a Canadian.
Gets stuck in the snowbank, and he's driving a little like...
Cops is coming. Cops is coming.
Gets out of the car. I have felt the way this guy feels right now. Like,
call police now.
So,
oh my God, I love it.
He drives a tiny little car, like a Toyota Geo or something like that. And so the guy opens the door, and the guy has the perpetrator has a package in his hands, and he drops it right away. And he goes, "You're done," as you heard. Mm-hmm. And you hear him say, "So sorry," on the way back to his car.
Aww.
Backs out frantically.
Why do I feel bad for him?
No, I don't feel bad.
No, I don't. But it's just funny. Like,
and then he gets caught.
Such a Canadian robber.
In the tiniest snowbank too. It's like clearly because there's no snow on the roads. There's no snow on the driveways.
He panicked.
It's just like a melted snowbank on the side, and his tiny little car gets stuck. And now Then he he almost makes it out. He like plows through the thing. And then you can see his front tire gets jacked and just starts spinning. Then he frantically gets out of the car, tries to push it. Now he's
Imagine how embarrassed this guy is now.
The guy filming just now he's trying to dig in front of his car frantically.
Oh my God.
Maybe the guy filming is terrible. Like filming his driveway. People just look at what you're filming. Maybe he was ordering a tripod from Amazon.
Look, Dan, your wheels are not spinning anywhere.
You're caught, you asshole!
Oh my God. Also, put your.
Oh my God. He's got it.
Did you call?
Calling.
To your number.
That's such an angry wife voice.
Yeah.
Did you call?
Calling.
To your number.
Also, put your phone horizontal.
But why so frantic? They have the license plate well into the camera. I mean, everything. This guy's gonna get caught, even if he does get away.
I wonder what the delivery was.
Tripod for his camera. Did you get my joke?
I did, but I wonder what it is for raw. It's probably something really stupid. That's the thing about porch pirates. It's like a lot of deliveries are just dumb. Like, why do you want them?
Number. I don't know the number.
Like, what would they get from our house? Vacuum bags, you know? Like, I'm ordering vacuum bags and what else?
I don't know. We get tons of stuff. Anything.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind, we
now
don't.
Now he's in the front. He's frantic.
If any pirates are listening, we don't.
He's still trying to dig his way out. His heart's racing, adrenaline pumping. He's probably like, fuck. Now the guy is approaching him. Oh my God, this is hilarious. I mean, he's just trying to. They're just watching this guy. Oh shit! I want to
Want me to get you a shovel?
Oh my God!
Oh, hold on.
You want me to get you a shovel?
And then finally the cops show up.
Oh my God.
And he's still like trying to get away.
Oh my God. It's too funny.
Anyway.
It's the best. That's a really good video. Good for that guy for taking it.
Yeah.
And good for him for catching it, because I guess some people's houses it's easier to see.
Why would you park in the driveway if it's too much of a step? I'm no porch pirate by trade, but if I was,
true.
You're not listening?
Yes, I am.
Porch pirate by trade, nothing on that?
Oh, I didn't even hear that by trade part.
Oh yeah, I'm no porch pirate, but if I did, I don't know, I would just leave the car running on the road and just run up the drive, like turning into someone's driveway. You really feel like I'm on their property now. I'm really like
back in.
Yeah.
Too, it's not a quick escape. You have to reverse. You have to wait to make sure there's no cars coming, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed your by trade. I was actually, it's funny because I actually was listening, but I was thinking about what you were saying and I didn't notice by trade. And now I've just gotten used to porch pirate by trade, or the by trade, that now it's just something we say.
By trade. It's just something we say by trade.
Poor Doug. Doug's like, okay.
By trade.
I'm going to start saying I'm a comedian by trade.
So, you know how people are freaking out because local politicians are down south, and rightfully so,
Yes.
or have been traveling? Well, also influencers have been, since December, Air Canada has been paying influencers to go down south and travel, document it on Instagram and stuff like that. So, if there's any influencers watching, let's stop. So what is an influencer?
It's an annoying
stupid
title. But are you an influencer by trade?
Right.
But some people do make money, and it would be, you know, like we've talked about this before. Would you call yourself an influencer?
Never.
If you were asked to be an influencer by trade and make money, you'd just call yourself something else. It's kind of like saying
I wouldn't say. It's embarrassing.
How do you feel about the word
term
foodie?
Influencer better than influencer.
Really?
I don't know. There's something about influencer that it's like I influence, but it's such a pretentious I influence people on buying things. It's like, no, you don't. Tone it back. I don't know. It's something irks me with the term, and it's so loose. You can have 500 followers and be an influencer, or 5 million. I mean, there's no like specific guideline. It's just I influence. It's lame.
It is. It really is. It's kind of like, yeah.
What do you do for a living? I'm an
conceited.
influencer. I influence people. Look at me for influence. I influence them with products, and I influence.
It is annoying. You know that noise you're making there? I don't know what it is, but it sounds like the cat is scratching the couch. And
This?
I'm like, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it's my paper, sorry.
It's kind of, I think it's because it's also, the term influencer is kind of inherently like braggy.
Yes.
And it's kind of like saying, if you're a successful comedian, hi, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a killer. I kill.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a killer on stage. I'm killer.
I'm a persuader. I persuade
Oh my God, funny.
people.
Doug just said, you guys are killing me, LOL.
There's just, I don't know, there's something about that.
Well, we are killers. So.
By trade.
By trade, we're killers by trade. Ooh, that does not sound good.
Yeah, it's just like, and really think of what you're influencing people. You're influencing people on buying shit products. Is that something to be proud of?
Yeah.
I'm an influencer. I influence people buying
That's
Yankee
true.
candles. What?
Yankee candles.
That's your contribution to society?
Yankee candles.
You have followers, so now you hawk products. Everybody's an influencer that's in commercials or anything, you know.
Yeah, call yourself what you are. You are a inspire. No, you're not inspire. You're an influencer for consumerism. Nothing else.
There's got to be a better title for it.
Yeah.
That would be the same thing.
Manipulator.
You're
a manipulator.
Well, that's a little aggressive.
You're a fakester.
No, I mean, I was thinking of a better name, like more positive.
Oh.
You're a conniving snake.
You're a snaker.
No, I'm wearing snakers right now. The ones you got me for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I bought those because I saw them on an influencer's influencer. It sounds like I'm saying influenza.
I know. But you're basically you're in advertising. You're in market. You're a commercial, like you sell products. You're
right.
Influencer. I don't know. It's like a pat on the back. Like, oh, I've amassed these followers and now I influence people. Like, shut up. What do you mean?
Doug says anti-minimalist. True.
Anti-minimalist. You're destroying our oceans by trade.
Yeah.
Sorry, Doug. I'm gonna let that go.
Well, it ended up being a kind of a funny little thing.
Yeah.
But I get why Doug does that.
Yeah.
It's
I
frustrating.
just
I'm a chef.
I tease.
No,
but he's the only one. That's why I bring it up. I know many chefs. I've known many chefs in my life and still do. And Doug is the only chef I know that adds the by trade part. And look, I'm just...
Well, you know what? I do the same thing, but I don't say by trade. I say I'm a professional comedian. Because it's so easy for people to think, oh, yeah, well, everybody's told a funny joke. And to this day, when people are like, what do you do for a living? And I say I'm a comedian, they think rarely do people think that's how I make my full living.
Right.
So I can see...
Yeah, what else do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I just say web designer.
They're like, they don't take you seriously. Like, I think a lot of people, until you're like on TV or you do something where, you know, even then they probably think, well, it's probably part-time.
Yeah.
Like, you must have a government job and then you do that part-time. Okay, that's really distracting. Hello?
Hey, Jenny.
Daily dose, daily dose. Get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, daily dose. All your news from coast to
All
coast.
the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
Here's your daily dose for Thursday, January 7th. So, yeah, I didn't see the dance. How was it?
Thank you. That's for you, actually, the applause for the daily dose.
Oh, thank you. Trudeau is going to have a virtual First Minister's meeting today regarding the speed or lack thereof of the vaccinations for COVID-19 rolling out. So that's like that's high on the agenda of what they're going to be talking about, because he has expressed publicly how he's very frustrated at the pace of what's happening.
But isn't he in charge?
He is.
Who's to blame?
I think, you know what? It sounds to me like, and correct me if I'm wrong if anyone's watching and you've or listening and have heard something different, but I do believe that it's not a centralized plan; it's a provincial thing. So each province is going to be doling them out at different strategies.
He's blaming the provinces. The provinces are blaming him. Like Legault yesterday said that they got the vaccines, but they got such a small amount because Canada gave about 2.5 million or something doses of the vaccine out so far. My numbers, don't quote me on that, something like that. But that's total for each province. So like Quebec got 250,000. He said they can do that in a week. But I don't know what's going on.
Well, this is what I found in the news today, which is very different from the numbers you just said. It says as of Tuesday, Canada had received nearly 425,000 doses of the Moderna and Pfizer BioNTech vaccines, but fewer than 150,000 Canadians have received the shots.
Yeah, like in Quebec.
And that's Canada.
Yeah, I think in Canada they just... Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Well, the reason I think that that's true is because I also heard that from my doctor, something ridiculous. Like other countries in the world are giving out like so many more per day, and we have barely done anything.
What's the holdup?
I don't know. It's like unorganized. Like the article I read basically said that like there's no strategy. It's like no one's got anything organized and figured out about how to do it. Now, one of the challenges is the refrigeration of that one vaccine. One of them, not refrigeration, but it needs to be frozen like at a level that's so cold that we're not equipped to transport that one. But the other one is okay. I think it's Moderna one, or which one is...
I can't remember.
I think it's the Moderna one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One of them is able to be frozen or refrigerated at a normal, like a commonly used temperature. So that'll be easier to roll out. And also, they are saying that what's been very frustrating is... what they anticipate to be frustrating, I should say, is that a lot of people will get the first dose and then just go, I'm vaccinated, I don't need the second. But you absolutely need the second. There's no point in getting the first if you're not going to get the second, because it doesn't work without the second, and you have to. And it's also a waste of vaccinations. Like, I want the vaccine and I want it. So don't waste your first shot there. I mean, I don't love the fact that I have to get a vaccine, but I do want it. I'm going to get it.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's your daily dose?
No.
Oh.
No. I just was waiting to see if you wanted to say anything about that.
No, you're good.
And you're going to get it as well?
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, if you got it offered like today, you wouldn't do it?
I don't know.
I would.
Probably.
Yeah, I would. Apparently, I said something wrong the other day, by the way. Remember when I said that my doctor said that everyone will eventually get it?
Yeah.
I think I misunderstood that. And I also said something wrong about how the vaccine is like it's mimicking you getting it, and that's what maybe he meant, and I speculated. I was wrong. I was talking to someone, and they said that they had read, and this is someone I really trust, had read something about how it's not like you get the virus. It just mimics, I think it mimics the protein or something in it. And so you don't actually get the virus, which is great.
Right.
But I think that's a misunderstood.
So we're not all going to have it.
Exactly.
That's good news.
Yeah. But again, I don't know 100%, but that's, you can come to the Daily Dose for information that I can't possibly say is even true.
You can count on us for misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. Weekdays at 9 a.m.? You don't know.
So, yeah, a lot of people in Canada are wondering, when can I get the vaccine? And no one even knows. It's all just like there's so much uncertainty. There's so much like Nobody knows what's going to happen, so they're still figuring it out. And hopefully, there's a silver lining to all this frustration, and it'll make everybody just like put a light on this and really figure it out and just get their shit together.
Yeah.
Hi. This is a news segment where I swear.
Hi, I'm motivational speaker by trade, Jen Grant.
By trade. Doug's rolling his eyes with emojis right now. Okay.
Emojis by trade.
Emojis by trade.
I can't stop by trade. By trade.
You're annoying by trade.
Yes, I am. I'm a professional annoyer.
Wouldn't that be great? You would make so much money as an annoyer, professional annoyer.
Mm-hmm.
So, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, the CPSO, as we like to call them on the streets, plans to hold a disciplinary hearing to address allegations that a Toronto gynecologist engaged in disgraceful, dishonorable, or unprofessional conduct with a number of patients. Wowee. I think you have to be really careful if you're a gynecologist.
Well, how could that be a turn on? Someone's like, my coochie hurts. You're like, oh, let me look that shit up.
No, it's not. It wasn't a turn. Oh my God. It wasn't a turn on.
Let me get up in there.
No, but that's the first. Okay. I'm glad you're not a gynecologist. Jeez.
Me 3.
But yeah, no, that's the first, thing you suspect when you hear that kind of a story. But it says here that one of his patients, said that he caused her severe pain during a forceful transvaginal ultrasound and had failed to obtain her consent for a procedure.
So he just went in there.
So he just he just did it and he didn't stop. It's almost like a version of no means no. Jeez.
Shouldn't it be called girlicologist? Go ahead.
Oh my, or a gynecologist? No, that was better than girl ecologist. Anyway, my next story was going to be the porch pirate.
Okay.
But and then I was going to talk about the curfew in Quebec, but actually I could talk a little bit more about that. So a lot of people are wondering why the curfew and what it really, how it helps. But one thing that the experts are saying is that having a curfew helps remind people of the severity of the situation. Remember I was telling you in the beginning of the pandemic when it's kind of hard to believe, like we've never had to live through this. Most people, even if you're living today and you've lived through the Spanish flu, you were a baby at the time because it was 100 years ago. And so really no one...
Did you say if you're listening to this and you've lived through the Spanish flu?
No, I just said... I'm just saying that most of us have not experienced this kind of a thing, so it was such a shock.
That's our demo, 100 and up.
Well, hey, we would share entertainment interests with that demographic because we're crazy about Downton Abbey, and I think most people who watch that show are older.
Why, though? It's such
I don't
a good
know.
show.
It's fantastic. It's so good. Like, I smile from ear to ear the whole time I'm watching it. I'm like giddy. I'm giddy. You got to watch it. If you haven't watched Downton Abbey, I was so pressured by people to watch Downton Abbey. And I was like, in my family, is Mike still on? Okay. And
I just turned it down a little bit.
Why?
In my ear. Just go ahead.
Okay.
It's all good.
Anyways, everybody's like, watch Downton Abbey. Watch Downton Abbey. What? What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What's so funny?
You're so lit up. I love it.
Okay.
Well,
don't address it or I'm going to get subdued.
Subdued by trade. I didn't want to make you self-conscious by trade.
By
ahead.
trade doesn't work everywhere.
I
don't want to make you subconscious by trade.
that bombed. Go ahead.
Yeah. Geez, I'm really aware of how lit up and by trade you are. Okay. So so the measures that they're putting in place with this curfew are really going to, because when I'm all over the place, but when the pandemic first happened, I remember going to the drugstore and there was like a washing hand station and a guy asking you if you have symptoms and stuff. before you went in. And then I remember the first time I wore a mask, I felt so stupid. I was like, ooh, is anyone else doing this? And it was like this weird feeling. But now it's just so normal.
Yeah.
But it's just like a reminder of how serious shit is. Also, I do believe that younger people in their 20s, and we've talked about this a bunch, they are hanging out at night after 8 o'clock. So they're hanging out in groups at night.
Big time.
So, and then they're hanging out with their family. And as we've seen, a lot of people in Quebec don't seem to believe the severity of this situation. So hopefully, I think this will really make a difference. And France has had a curfew, and it's worked really well. So, again, for us, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you shouldn't be going anywhere anyway at night. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to have a curfew during this time.
True.
Because really, why are you going out? You're not supposed to go out for anything unless it's really important or an emergency. So,
how are they going to enforce it, I wonder?
I think just probably like they do, where they have people positioned in spots.
Well,
for
they can't
speed
stop
traps and
anybody.
stuff.
Like everybody that's out after 8, people are working, like essential. Like there's going to be people that have to work and stuff.
Well, they'll probably do it like a what do you call those?
Don't know.
Sobriety. What do you call that? I'm blanking on it. When you're
Ride program.
Yeah, they'll probably have it like that. Says Laura says grocery store in Aylmer yesterday looked like a war zone. Shelves were empty and lineups were ridiculous. No way. Oh my God. I went to IKEA yesterday to do click and collect, which is great, by the way. So much easier. At first, it was kind of a weird service because it wasn't organized, but now they've got it down pat, and that way you don't have to go in the store, and it's fantastic. But there was like no one in the parking lot, so it was the opposite. It's interesting. But anyway, that's your Daily Dose for today.
Daily dose, get the news from coast to coast. Daily dose, all your news from coast to
All
coast.
the news and headlines from Jen Grant.
All right, let's get Dougie on the phone. Of course, this episode, as you know, is brought to you by Gringos Blazing Sauces, as is ours. Every episode for the last long time. So let's see if we can get Douglas on the phone.
Love it.
Here we go. Let's try to get him. We're going to do a taste test. So here we are, live on the air with us. Chef by trade, owner and operator of Gringos Blazing Sauces, our friend and yours, Doug Knight. Hey, Dougie.
What about the applause?
Oh, hold on.
Right.
Hey, Dougie, there it is. Thank you. The audience is very good. How you doing? Are you
Good morning.
Are you on speakerphone or something?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
A little with my cheek.
Oh, there you
Sorry,
go.
is that better?
Get that sweet cheek out of your way. Yeah, it is better. How you doing, brother?
I am good. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So, so we've been chirping you all morning.
I saw.
Julian's
everything by trade, by trade. Yes.
No, I just say that.
You know, and it's funny. Like it all started like way back when I began in chefing. Like when I was working towards getting becoming a chef. And one of the first chefs, he's like, it's chef by trade.
Right.
And I was like, okay, and it just kind of stuck with me, and I don't know why, but it did.
Hey Doug, can you tell me what is, just quickly before we do the tasting, what does it take to be a chef?
Well, you have to
you do one open
you have
mic.
to work under another chef and have to get, I think it's, don't quote me on this because it's been probably 25 years, but I think it's 10,000 hours.
Okay.
And then there's a test that you write at the end, and you have to get your journeyman's papers first. It's very similar to like any other trade, electrician and everything else. Like It's all the same sort of process.
Like an apprenticeship almost, like you have to.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the exact same. You have to log your time.
Okay. You can also go to culinary school, right?
Yeah.
So that's an option too? Like it's kind of
For
one
sure.
or the other?
There's all sorts of different qualifications. You can become a cordon bleu.
Okay.
Once you get your red seal, then you can work towards becoming a Silver Seal chef, and there's lots of different titles out there.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So here, of course, as we've done in the past, I've got an assortment of Gringos Blazing Sauces. Thank you, by the way, Doug, for sending that great care package.
Oh, so nice.
And so I've got 4 hot sauces and a salsa to try. Some I've tried before, but for the benefit of the listener, I'm going to try them again on the air. These are brand new. So I've got 2 of our household favorites here. We've got Venus Rising, which is Jen's
Applause.
favorite. My hands are full.
Just kidding.
I've got... hold on. Then I've got... El Camino Cerdo. Then we've got... so obnoxious. Hot for jalapeno goodness. There we go.
Is that the baby one?
Yeah, well, these little baby. What was that? Did you do a little promotion for that, or is this a new size that you have?
No, I used it actually. It's just I'd ordered them in for a wedding. I had ordered 5 cases, assuming they were packed 24 according to the website, and then when I got them, they were packed 96, so I had 500.
Oh, wow. Snap attack.
So I use them to fill, and a lot of times when people place orders online, I'll put another sauce that they didn't order in a small one in their box.
Little
oh my
sampler.
God, that's awesome. I think that's a really good idea, that size, actually. It keeps it really fresh.
Here we've got...
Well, when we get back to traveling, too, you can take those on an airline.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're nice because...
they're 50 mil, so you can take it on an airplane, and then...
Can you show the difference, Jules, between the sizes? Like a full size next to a small guy, just so people can see the difference. Yeah, they're cute, and you can throw them in your purse. Like if you're such a hot. Oh yeah, see there you go.
What Doug? Any order that you recommend? So like I said, I've got hot for jalapeno goodness, which I think is relatively mild, right? It's 1 on your scale here. I see every when you order Gringos Blazing Sauces, there's this 5 pepper scale. This one is 1. Smoldering ambrosia is 1 as well. So any of these 2, does it matter?
Those are both very mild. I would start with the hot for jalapeno, and then go to the smoldering after. They're very similar in heat, just very different sauces.
Oh, this smells very good, like tomatoey. Tomatillo? What is in this? Tomatillos?
It's tomatillo, roasted poblano, roasted garlic, and roasted jalapenos.
Right up my alley.
Yummy.
Got a spoonful. And do try this at home.
Yeah, that one's fantastic as a steak marinade or on your eggs.
I was just going to say steak. It'd be good on a steak. Very good flavor. I love tomatillos.
Me too. Tried to grow them in the garden this year, and they didn't.
Delicious.
They're super challenging to grow in this climate.
Yeah, because by the time it was ready to grow into something, summer was over, but it was doing well up to that point. But anyway, go ahead.
This one is really good. Really good flavor and a nice mild heat. It's nothing too crazy at all. I mean, it's just a little all over the mouth heatness, goodness, but nothing
crazy.
No, not at all.
Well, it's nice to have options for people because a lot of people like the taste of hot sauce, but are scared to have it because they don't have the tolerance.
It'd be good in a Caesar.
Like a drink or salad?
It's drink.
Yeah, the smoldering one's really nice in a Caesar as well. It's got that smoky undertone, which is really nice in the background with the Clamato.
So tell us about this one. This is smoldering ambrosia, Alberta. I was gonna say. Why can't I say that? Smoldering ambrosia. What do you? Again, a tomatillo based one. Tomato fillets.
Yep, this is kind of my Arnold Palmer of hot sauces. Very mild, but super loaded with flavor.
Good. Yeah, this one's a little hotter, definitely. What is in here? Just jalapenos as well?
So just chipotle and a lot more jalapenos, like much higher concentration of jalapenos.
It's definitely spicy. I mean, it's still relatively mild, but it's definitely got more of a kick and smoky and tomatoey. Yum, yum, yum. This one is really good.
Yum, yum, yum.
And those two together, I actually have a slow cooker recipe for taco beef that comes out really well. It takes a bottle of each and about a cup of beef stock and a good-sized smoker with a few cloves of garlic and some fresh cilantro. And 6 hours later, it just pulls apart.
That's the beauty with these ones is it's so like it's mild heat, so you could actually use it as an ingredient as opposed to just adding it to a finished dish.
Yeah,
we use the smoldering a lot of times in an egg sauce. We'll add it and use it, like I make a gluten-free chicken gravy, and then I add that with some cream to it, and it's beautiful.
Love it. All right, so now if you're just tuning in, for those watching live, we've got Doug Knight, chef by trade from Gringos Blazing Sauces, owner, operator. By the way, that chef by trade was actually legit. I actually, that one was real because I'm used to saying it. It's not. I'm not. It's not a gag every time I say it.
I didn't even know where to go with that.
Okay, this is Jen's favorite. This is Venus Rising. This is really good. We put it on everything. Tacos.
We put that shit on everything, as they say.
Yeah, and a little fun thing, actually, we just partnered with a company called bestbacon.ca in Ottawa, a local company that just did a bacon jerky with that hot sauce.
No
way.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I get that bacon jerky?
Go to bestbacon.ca, and you order, and they deliver. I'm not sure how it would work in Quebec right now. That might be a little bit of a challenge, but they'll figure it out and get it to you.
Is it spicy, Jules?
Yeah.
What?
It is. Well, on the scale here, on the pepper scale, we've got 5. 5 out of 5. Or is it 6? No, 5. And, woo, yeah.
Do you think it's because you've been used to having milder ones just now?
Maybe. Good kick. Oh, shit. And we should also mention this. Oh, this is so good, though. The flavor.
The flavor's insane. It tastes like caramelized onions or something to me.
Dark cherries.
There is caramelized shallots in there, too.
Oh, that's, I'm picking up that, like, such depth of flavor with that.
Yeah, we really, I mean, the beauty of small batch is that exact thing. We can take the ingredients and really manipulate them to create great flavor components. And when you're mass producing, it's super challenging to keep that level of quality.
Do yourself a favor, go to Venus or Gringos Raising.
Do yourself a Venus and go to Gringos Raising.
This one is it's so good.
Which one?
Venus Rising.
I know.
What was I going to say? Oh, we should mention this also. Gringos Blazing Sauces nominated for 2021 Ottawa Award. So,
woohoo!
It's still voting is still on, Doug?
Yeah, we have voting. You can vote once a day up until January 30th. It's a little bit challenging finding the category, but it's facesmag.ca /awards, and then it's food and business professionals and Ottawa food-based company.
Okay, we'll put a link.
I tried to create a link, but it's a really confusing site. Even my brother, who's very technically savvy, said it's not possible.
Well, that's frustrating. But the thing is,
like, you can link to the website. It's just you can't link it right to the area to vote, which is unfortunate.
Well, that's, as they say, it's an honor to be nominated, and it sounds like a cliche, but it really is. Like, it says a lot if you've been nominated for an award.
Yeah, we're very humbled by this. It's really nice to see the hard work paying off. It kind of blew us away. We kind of found out from a customer that had said, "Hey, congratulations on the nomination for Faces Magazine, Ottawa Top Food Company," and I was like, "What?"
So awesome! Yeah, exactly. Just that people are talking about you and know about you, and think of you highly enough to do that. It says a lot.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it for sure. And we couldn't do this without all the support from all our great followers and customers. So
nice.
Okay, next up is one of my favorites, El Camino Cerdo. El Camino Cerdo. There it is. I love this one. I find it goes good with one of my favorite things is one of my guilty pleasures when I make a big breakfast is those McDonald's style hash browns, those flat things.
Ooh,
I load them with this kind of stuff, and it's good with like fried foods. I find this one for some reason. That kind of thing. I put it on tacos too. What else would you pair this with, Doug?
Well, we like to use it on a steak or on our eggs. It's it also adds nicely to a Caesar. really giving it some unique flavors with the bacon salt and the maple sugar in there.
So describe
And,
what I'm going to taste here.
So the sauce, this is very much a Mexican influenced sauce. I actually learned the foundation of the sauce while I was on my honeymoon in Hobart. Worked with a chef there that taught me some really neat techniques about how to grill their tomatoes to create the flavor that they had in their sauce.
Cool.
And it's just, the sauce comes through really nice. And then to give it a Canadian spin, I added some maple sugar and bacon salt.
Love it.
Delicious. Now, this chef in Mexico, was he a chef by trade? I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That was the last time.
I didn't check qualifications, but based on his nice skills and how well he worked in the kitchen, I would definitely say yes.
This is excellent. Excellent. So good. Yum. You really taste, I don't know. I'm so bad at describing flavors. I'm like, I taste tomato and hot. No, it's really, really good. So much flavor.
Yeah, I mean, there's the grilled tomatoes, and then what we do with the grilled tomatoes, the technique. I'm not going to share all the techniques, but it's the process at the end is the charring on the skillet after they've been fire grilled. It just creates that caramelization in the tomato.
Nice.
And we these tomatoes were bought right here at Parkdale Market this summer. I processed 75 pounds of tomatoes.
Wow.
So they were all smoked and fire grilled.
How many?
75 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so that sauce is a big adventure, and I try and do it at the end of tomato season, so I get the tomatoes right at their peak.
It's so good. I have a friend that ordered some Gringos back home, and he was blown away by the flavor. He said that was his thing. He didn't expect it to be so good.
Yeah.
If you have limited knowledge of hot sauces, you just expect it to be hot and a sauce. That's
exactly.
But the flavor profile, there's so many layers, and it's really, really great stuff, man.
Yeah, and the other thing I noticed is when you're not before I started having Gringos, I felt like I would just put hot sauce on certain things, and then you get addicted to putting it on so many other things because the flavor, it's like almost like salt is a flavor enhancer. It's kind of like that, but in a healthy, more vibrant way.
I wish you could taste my mouth right now.
That was a weird.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, guys. I mean, I think as a company, that's always been our first and foremost part is that it's got to taste good. I mean, to me, that's the bottom line. It can't. It's not. It's good. I have stuff that's really, really hot, but I think I try and always balance the flavor with the heat. I don't think we're going to be a company that produces that super insane hot sauce that blows people out of the water and makes their ears ring. We bring lots of heat. We have stuff that's really upper level, but we try and stay within that boundary to keep the flavor going.
It's not enjoyable if it's too hot, because I can tolerate quite a bit of heat, and if it's too hot where it hurts and it just takes away from the experience and you have to take a lap, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like almost like a novelty thing. It's like,
I agree.
It's like, okay, like the one chip challenge, but it's not enjoyable. It's just like, it's a novelty. You do it for whatever reason. But this is actually stuff we eat this stuff every single day, with every meal pretty much. It's great stuff. Now, we're going to go over to the salsa. One of my favorite products of yours is the salsa because you use lime juice to preserve it. No preservatives. And the fresh lime juice really gives it that you feel like you're on a beach in Mexico. I mean, it gives it a freshness that you don't find in other jarred salsas. It's
true.
Like even now, I just smell it. It's so good. So what I've got here, Doug, is the spicy mango salsa. I notice this is a limited edition product.
Yep. So this salsa, we did it. I had the option of getting some black jalapenos, which I had never worked with before. Really, really nice pepper, very unique flavor. So that's sort of the base flavor of it. I took about 5 pounds of black jalapenos, hand cut them, and then roasted them all. And then you've got lots of there's a little bit of mango in there just to sweeten it a little bit, and then our traditional style salsa.
Yeah, you see I've got a mango chunk here, got some black jalapeno, and again, it really tastes like it's freshly made salsa in a jar, and that you never get that from jarred salsa. Especially like I grew up on like, what is that?
Tostito?
Old El Paso. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't use like even the salsas that you're trying there. That salsa, I added no sugar to that. The only sweetness in there is the real mangoes, and that's hand-cut fresh mango.
Oh my God, that's good.
Also,
oh my God, honestly, it's really incredible stuff.
Doug, I'm glad you mentioned the sweetness because a lot of salsas, even the fresh, quote unquote, fresh kind that you get in like the refrigerated section of like the more kind of gourmet ones or whatever, they have sugar in them, and I don't like a sweet salsa. I really don't like that.
Yeah, I find like anytime when I'm looking to buy it, like, I mean, I don't obviously need to buy stuff usually because I've got a pretty good surplus of salsa kicking around. But I mean, I find, you know, that's something that people add to help their shelf life a lot.
Okay.
And unfortunately, though, it ruins it for a lot of people. And you've got so many people that are fighting diabetes and that sort of stuff. And I mean, it's important to not put sugar in stuff we don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you go to Mexico, no one's putting sugar in their salsa.
It's gross. No, it's not. It doesn't taste good at all.
I love it.
Yeah, well, this is so good. It's just such a great.
Can't get enough. And Doug, we love you, and thanks for doing this on a regular basis. Thanks for sponsoring the show. We appreciate it. And listeners out there, do yourself a favor. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com for the best small batch salsas and hot sauces. Grilling jellies and charcuterie,
jellies.
Say that every time. Charcuterie jellies, grilling and barbecue sauces. They ship. They're based out of Ottawa. They ship all over North America. If you live in Canada and your order totals over $40, get free shipping on that bad boy. And on top of that, listeners of this program get an additional 5% off by entering promo code JD5 at checkout, JD5. So do yourself a favor. Go to gringosblazingsauces.com. So many people listen to the show and they tell me, I run into them or they send me a message, I'm going to order Gringos. Just do it. Go do it. Order it.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
You'll be instantly hooked, and you're supporting a great guy and a great company, and keep doing what you're doing, Dougie. We'll have you on soon, and hopefully we get to see you in person soon, too.
Thanks so much, guys. You guys stay spicy.
Stay spicy. Enjoy your day. Love you, man.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, there he goes. Doug Knight, chef, owner, operator, Gringos Blazing Sauces. That's so good. Honestly, it doesn't do it justice, obviously, tasting it on the podcast.
So
hopefully it will
good.
persuade, hopefully it'll influence a couple people to, because we are here influencers of the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. And if there's one thing we can influence you to do is buy Gringos Blazing Sauces.
As a pepperhead by trade, I would say.
And no plastic's going to end up in the ocean. It's glass bottles.
I like that. Why didn't we think of that earlier?
We're not sure.
Oh, it's so good.
So
good.
good.
Was the Venus Rising the hottest
it was
one?
the hottest, yeah.
Interesting. I think, you know what?
Well, yeah.
Remember he did a batch that could, because here's the cool thing about what he does is he, like, it can change just, mostly he's like very, very consistent with but because you never know.
Small batch.
With every,
That's what he
exactly.
said. They're small batch, so every batch is a little bit different.
Yeah.
The flavor profiles will be the same, but depending on the pepper, where they came from, the season, the soil, it can alter the heat and different things. There's many elements that go into it. But ultimately, the flavor will be the same, but the heat could vary from batch to batch.
And one of the batches wasn't very spicy, remember?
Yes. But no, it's not too spicy, this one. You'll still like it. It'll be good.
I can handle quite a bit of heat. I'm a pepperhead by trade. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jenny, and thank you for listening. Jen, glad you're back. You're right. I cannot do this without you. I'm lost without you. What is that? Is it singing or you're doing the melody?
I don't know. Living life over here.
Living your best life.
That's right.
To boot. Thank you to Mike Plume. Thank you to Doug Knight. Thank you to Gringos Blazing Sauces. Thank you to Jen Grant. So happy to have you back. We'll be back tomorrow as we are live Mondays through Fridays at 7 a.m.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
Of course, thank you for listening. We could not do it with you. Please share the show.
We
Talk to you.
We couldn't do it with you.
Oh. Yes, I think they know.
You're high on sauce.
I am very high on sauce. Please share the show. Talk about the show. Tell your friends. That's how we grow. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow. And until then, watch your head.
You spend your life looking for what you already got. Such a beautiful waste of time. Waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Wandering eyes and itchy feet. I'm just a thin, nervous shadow walking backwards down the street. The landing is bitter, but the falling is oh so sweet. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. It's just a waste of time. A beautiful waste of time.